Morning, Scott. It's so nice to see you again. Last time I saw you, you were here in studio before the pandemic doing some voicings for some commercials. So it's just great to see you again and to
Good morning, Chris. Nice to see you again too.
talk about game night games. Um, I want to first start with the big deal of 2020. How have you and the store been managing through the pandemic?
That is the question of the hour, isn't it? It has been giving us way more challenges than I would have thought once the pandemic started hitting the news. But I think we've been holding up fairly well, all things considered. Um, it was an interesting time for us back in April when we had the first shutdown, and we didn't have a website for the store, but we do now, and it's going really well. But the shutdown in April was the kick in the backside to kind of get us going. So in March, when they said, "Oh, as of April 1st, you're shut down," I turned to my staff and said, "Okay, we need to start selling stuff online. You've got 2 days to build me a website," and my crew rose to the task and did it. Now, that said, we had been kind of looking at building a website for, I don't know, Game Night's now 17 years old. We've been looking at building a website this entire time. It was always a back burner project. Should we go with Shopify? Should we go with WooCommerce? We looked at different platforms. We had notes, we had meetings on it. And there we were in April. And it's like, okay, take Shopify, just build me a website. I don't care if we have 10 items on it. We want to sell something tomorrow. Let's do it. And they got it done. But the challenge is, it was like, okay, we uploaded our inventory, we had some stock, but there were no pictures, there were no descriptions, and some of the taglines we have in our computer system for our local point of sale system didn't make sense online. So, we had a website, but it was riddled with holes. And it's been evolving this entire time. And now with the second shutdown, hey, we're ready this time. We can do this.
Oh, nice. Ha! Have there been any extra costs when dealing with COVID-19 in the business? Like, have you
Oh,
incurred any extra
absolutely.
cost?
Yeah, we've had to change our hours like back in March and April and even May. Things were changing for us hourly. Like you never know what the government's going to announce. Extra costs. Yeah, we have like masks out front for the customers. We have hand sanitizer. I've had to install face shields. We've had to kind of change our marketing to say, hey, we're COVID ready. We're doing curbside. Anything that we're putting up on social media, same kind of thing. We're here and we're still doing business.
Mm,
And even though we're in a shutdown phase right now, I still have stock coming in. I still have staff to, unpack the boxes, price the stock, put it away, put it in the computer system. And I still have staff to, pick your order. So if you placed an order on our website, someone's got to go get it, put it in a bag, tag it. And we've hired a couple of delivery people, and yeah, so a transaction is no longer as simple as you coming in going, "Oh, I'll take that game right over there," walking up to the front, dropping some money on the counter and walking out the door. Now I got to pay someone to pick the parcel. I got to pay someone to put it in a bag. I got to pay someone to, drive it over to your house or whatever the case may be. So
mm,
it's certainly changed how we're doing business.
sure. Have you noticed any changes in customer habits since the pandemic started in their buying habits? Have you noticed any changes?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, our business is always pretty focused on having an environment for gamers to come in. So, well, we have no gaming room. The 50 to 70 people a day that would show up to play games here, whether it's Dungeons and Dragons or Magic the Gathering or board games or Warhammer, that's all gone. With the shift to online purchasing and a lot of people staying at home, the products that are selling really well for us now are puzzles, and we have a great selection of paints and miniatures, both for the, fantasy role-playing accessories like Dungeons and Dragons, but also tabletop strategy games like Warhammer and War Machine and Hordes and things like that.
Right.
So the hobby aspect is really picked up.
Mm. I want to just quickly talk about the store. It's such a great idea, game night games and cool stuff. Have you always been a game player? Like, how did you decide to start the business?
Oh, this is a really long story. We can't fit it into this interview. Yes, I've always played games. I would always play games with my mom, whether it was Monopoly, Backgammon, Millie Barnes, Battleship, Game of Life, some of the classics. There was one called Waterworks. It was about playing connecting pipes. It was a card game. It's like long out of print and gone. Um, I got into Dungeons and Dragons when I was like a teenager, and I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons since I was 13. And really, the store kind of came out of an idea that a friend of mine and myself were, we were having a conversation one night, and I was already running my wine and beer store, Grape and Grain. And he said, "Well, what would you do if you weren't running the wine and beer store and money wasn't an issue? Just what would you do?" I would run a store that would sell Dungeons and Dragons because, Sunday night was our game night. We played, every Sunday night. Hey, are you going to be there for game night? Well, that was night without the K. And so when I kind of came up with a name, it was like, well, what's a symbol that symbolizes games, like a knight, like chess, which I'm also a big fan of chess, so that's kind of where it came from. It's kind of a play on words, game night.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
knights fight dragons, and knight is
Right,
an
right, right.
iconic symbol of a piece in the chess game. So there we were. It just kind of rolls off the tongue. Game night.
Mm, wonderful. Uh, Christmas is coming up fast. What are some of the most popular games and items that have been selling recently as we get closer to the 25th?
Oh, geez, there's so many. We literally have thousands of games. I just went down and I looked at the back table, and I'm saying, okay, there's going to be some new hotness. We're busy promoting a game called Mariposas right now. It's about butterflies, and it was done by the same designer as the guy who did Wingspan. I've got another cute one in my hand here. This one's called Unicorn Fever. It's a unicorn racing game. That's brand new. And this guy here is Zombie Teens. It's like a kind of like a sequel, or further development to Zombie Kids, which has always been a very popular family and kids games. But yeah, we sell, oh heck, everything, and don't underestimate Dungeons and Dragons, and Pathfinder, Warhammer, things like that. Um, some of the games I would recommend for family games for Christmas, there's a family game called Just One, where you're trying to make everybody guess a word. Kind of a party game. You can play it with kids. You can play it with the family.
Right.
Quirkle. It's a tile laying game. It's got beautiful wooden pieces. Rhino Hero is kind of one of my go-to for kids because it's cards, and you're trying to stack and build a card house and not knock it down. And the object is to get rid of all the cards in your hand before the tower falls down. It's hilarious.
Wow.
Um, there's code names where you're working as two teams to kind of, give a clue to help somebody pick out a word without, or eliminate the other word so you can guess the right clue without giving it to the opponent's team. It's kind of tricky. Oh, there's so many.
Oh,
There really
wow.
is.
Sounds great. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of role playing here. I'm a parent and I've got kids, and I'm trying to put stuff in their Christmas stocking. What are some great little items that you could get at Game Night Games and Cool Stuff to sort of fill up the stocking? What are some great little trinkets that would go well into a Christmas stocking?
We have a whole section of what we call compact games, and it's kind of one of my favorite sections in the store. And we kind of look at games that are, anything that's kind of maybe smaller than 6 inches by 8 inches, or like two or three decks of cards. So there's some dice games like Zombie Dice is one of my favorites because it just gets you rolling dice right away. I mentioned Rhino Hero. It's where you're, folding the cards to build a little tower. That one's popular. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things that you can do in that area. We have a cute little one about cows where it's called Muno, and it's just comes in a little box that's I don't know, maybe 4 inches by 4 inches. So there's no shortage of stocking stuffers that you can get that are great games in compact packages. Love Letter, it's another one. Draw a card, play a card, and you always have one card in your hand. You're trying to give a letter, a love letter to the princess, and it's oh, it's hilarious. It's player elimination. And normally I don't like games where you're trying to eliminate the other players, but you play a round and it's done. You play a round and it's done. And the idea is you play it over multiple rounds. So the game goes really fast. It's great.
Oh, wow. um, okay, Zoom has become a real thing over the pandemic. Out of curiosity, are there any games that could be played through Zoom? Like, for example, what game could I play with my brother who lives in Edmonton through Zoom?
That's a little bit more of a tricky question. I've been dabbling with Zoom and with another online one called Discord, but I know that there's multiple different platforms for that. And the only thing that I have been playing over the internet has been like role playing games like Pathfinder or Dungeons and Dragons. Because face it, there's like 6 images up on a screen and we're all talking to each other. And it's very much a talking game. So there's no cards, there's no tiles, there's no meeples or tokens or dice to deal with, right? So I think our gaming community has been very good at being able to pick up on Zoom. I mean, okay, gamers might be a little bit geeky and nerdy. Okay, I'm going to wear that badge with pride, and yeah, so I think a lot of the hardcore gamers really take to the technology, and from what I understand, a lot of people are on Zoom and they are playing games, but yeah, I don't know. It's I've been asked that question a few times. I don't have an easy answer other than to say, well, Dungeons and Dragons, but I know that's not everybody's cup of tea.
So what is the best way to buy product from Game Night Games now that we are in Code Red? How can people get a hold of the perfect gift from the store?
Well, like I said, we've made the online store. It's a store.gamenight.ca. And remember, game night's night with a K. You can also just go to our website, gamenight.ca, and follow the link to the online store. It's not perfect, but it's up there. I think it's working a lot better than it was 6 months ago. Again, all this is new. We've had to turn on a dime and reinvent the wheel. Um, but on the online store, you can look at the games. There's descriptions, there's pictures, and if you want to learn something about a game, just YouTube, hey, this game, and watch a video playthrough, and then come back and see us, and we've got those titles. So it's as easy as putting them in the cart, creating an account, enter if you want to pay with PayPal or your MasterCard. It's all easy peasy to run through, and then you can choose multiple options to get it to you. If you're in Winnipeg, you can come and pick it up. We offer curbside pickup. You simply come to the back door, ring the bell, or give us a call. We'll bring it out to your car, put it in your trunk. If you want us to deliver it, we're delivering in town for free over $50, and that's anywhere inside the perimeter. And for under $50, we were charging $5 for every delivery, but we just decided to make it a little bit more, give people more of an incentive, and it's free over 50. And if you're outside the perimeter, we can certainly do shipping, and we use Canada Post. So anywhere Canada Post goes, we can send a package. It's
Right.
it's that easy.
And one of the nice things about Game Night Games and cool stuff is it's local. It's not Amazon. If somebody has a question about the game, they can easily get in contact with you, and it's a local store, which is a real benefit, right?
Oh, absolutely. Well, everybody that works for me is local, and a lot of them live right here, right in my neighborhood. I'm a big neighborhood guy. We're on South Osborne, south of Confusion Corner, north of Jubilee. And myself, I support a lot of the businesses in the neighborhood, and we get a lot of support from them in turn. And with the delivery options that we've got, it depends how many deliveries we've got in. But if you have an order into a set, like if you wanted to go onto our website right now and place an order, I might even have it out to you this afternoon. Amazon is not that fast,
Yeah, and they
and we're
do.
local.
Yeah, and it's not as nameless as Amazon is. There's an actual person and people that you can talk to at the store that can help you out if you have any questions, which is a real big plus.
Oh, absolutely. And I buy the odd thing off of Amazon too, and also in a lockdown, and I need to do shopping for other things. But sometimes, on Amazon, you just don't know what country it's being manufactured in or what you're getting, kind of thing. And I
And
know mostly with our board games, what you see is kind of what you get. It's they're all like, if you're looking for Settlers of Catan, it's Settlers of Catan, and we have it, and we can get it to you today.
and you have the experts in the store that know the games and know all the details. Yes, which is really great. Scott, thanks for taking the time to talk to me today. It's been just great. Do you want to quickly mention the website and phone number again for the store in case people missed it and they want to get a hold of some Christmas gifts?
Oh, absolutely. It's gamenight.ca, and that's night with a K, KNIGHT. The phone number is 487 game. 487 game. It's easy to remember. 487 4263.
Oh, that's great. Thanks again,
204, of
Scott.
course.
Right, of course, 204. Scott, thanks again. This has just been great.
Well, it's been nice chatting with you, Chris. Not a problem. Anytime.
Anytime indeed. Talk soon.
Take care. Stay safe.
Yeah, you too. Bye bye.